These are the 13 books that made me a multi-millionaire. Now, I've read more books than that, but these are 13 that I feel like will really help you. I broke these books down into different categories. I got sales books, I got marketing books, I have personal development books, and I have business strategy books. The first book that helped me become a multi-millionaire, this book was given to me by an employer I had when I was 18. After my freshman year of college, I had an internship at a Fortune 500 company called Abbott Laboratories, and I worked in their sales department. The head of their regional sales team, he was like mentoring me at the time. He would bring me on sales calls and go visit doctors and all types of shit. And I asked him, hey man, what book do you think I should read to get better at sales? And he recommended this book, The 1 Minute Salesperson. And this is a small book. It's really quick, easy read, but it's really good. I've done millions of dollars of sales by myself, one-on-one sales. And I can tell you that the principles of this book are super solid. It's a quick read and it's basic. It doesn't give you a script or anything, but it really goes over the difference between trying to convince someone to buy and really asking them questions, finding out what their problems are, and just showing how your product or service can help them solve that problem. This really impacted my whole sales strategy and how I train my sales team. It's a fantastic book on sales. Probably one of the best. And some of you motherfuckers who don't like to read, look how thin it is. You can get through this shit in an hour. And it's a story. It's like written like a novel or some shit. So it might be more entertaining for some of you motherfuckers. Another great sales book written by my man, Owen Clough. I don't know if anybody knows that say his name, but this book is phenomenal. I've read or listened to this shit over 100 times, no bullshit. And I made everyone on my sales team read it. This book is not like one-on-one sales. It's about like presenting deals, but all the principles here can be attributed to one-on-one sales or any kind of sales environment. Orin is the man. He started a YouTube page recently and I was one of the guests on his pages. And I told him, man, how much this book impacted my life. I've been through this shit so many times, bro. It's such a great deal. And Owen is somebody who has done billions of dollars in deals. Like venture capitalists, hedge fund managers, people, they come to him when they need to get a deal done. And this book is phenomenal. And it can be applied to not just sales, but all areas of life. Now let's go from sales to marketing. Number one marketing book of all time, Influence. It's not really a marketing book and it's not really a sales book. It's probably somewhere in between. So it's a good segue to marketing. But anybody who does any sort of marketing needs to read this book. This is the Bible for marketing. There was a time in my life I read this book every month for like a few years. Once a month I'll read or listen to the audio. And every time I would learn something. Like, it's a really phenomenal book. I can't say enough about this. If you do not understand the principles in here, right, he calls these weapons of influence. Yeah, if you don't understand the weapons of influence, you're going to be at a real disadvantage. Some of the weapons of influence are authority, social proof, liking, like the more people like you, commitment or consistency, scarcity, reciprocity. These are the things that really help convince people to make decisions. Once you've read this book, you'll see the whole world differently. Like every advertisement you see, every commercial you see, or even just shit you see in daily life, you'll see it differently. You have to read this if you want to get rich. Another book by one of my mentors, Russell Brunson, and it's called Expert Secrets. Now, he had a book before this called .com Secrets. And when I was on my way to make my first million, I kept .com secrets on me all the time. Like, I would walk around with a book bag everywhere I go. And I always had .com secrets on me. Like, always. I would always read it. I fucked that version of that book up. I read it so many times. This is better. It's more applicable. It's phenomenal. Expert Secrets is really about how to position yourself as an expert in the marketplace and how to market your product or service and how to sell it, like more one-to-many sales. As where this is like one-to-one sales, this is more about one-to-many sales and how to do like presentations. If you're selling from stage, which I've done a lot of times, this book will help you. If you're selling via like a webinar or you're selling live, this book will help you really craft that message. It's fantastic. Another book, this is a copywriting book. It's called Cashvertising. It sounds so corny and I never hear nobody talk about it, but this book is phenomenal. It's one of the best copywriting books I've ever read. And it's really about the psychology. There's not a lot of copywriting or persuasion structures. It's more about the psychology behind it. Once you know the psychology, you can come up with your own structure. But if you want structure, then look no further than The Ultimate Sales Letter. This is one of my favorite copywriting books as well, by Dan Kennedy. And he has like a lot of different structures. The one I use most is PSA, which is problem, aggravate, solution. You express the problem in your writing when you're writing copy, and then you talk about why that problem is bad, and then you present a solution. So let's say I'm selling fitness trackers. I come in with the fucking Gangster ring fitness tracker. It tracks all the gangster shit you do day in and day out. And I'm writing to like maybe people who have Samsung watches, right? And I'm like, listen, most fitness trackers look dorky, make you look like a dweeb, and actually repel women and make vaginas dry up on site. That's the problem. And then we aggravate that, and it's like that leads to a lifetime of gooning and no interactions with the opposite sex, or at least not human members. That's how we made it work. We talk about why the problem is bad, man. You wearing a Samsung watch, you ain't getting no pussy, right? Because nobody gets pussy with Samsung watch. Never happened, not once. Now we put a solution. That's why we came out with Gangster ring. Gangster ring doesn't even look like a fitness tracker. It looks like a fashion accessory, but it also tracks all your calories, your sleep, and even your mood. It doesn't, right? Even your mood, right? This way you get all the data so you can make better decisions, get in better shape, accomplish more, become more victorious. So now women is chasing you, hunting you down, trying to break into your home and molest you because the ring made you so cool. Buy one, get one free. Anyway, that was one of the copyrighted structures, but there's tons of them and more. Another one is, this is a cool book. It's called Words That Sell. More than 800 words that help you promote your service. Maybe you're writing some copy or something, or you're writing a speech and there's a word you want to use, but it's like a dumbass word. Like, let's say easy. You can go here, go to where it says easy and find phrases that are more compelling. For example, instead of easy, he has effortless, or straightforward, foolproof, step by step, user friendly, just different synonyms that kind of sound a little better, man. If I'm writing some copy or something, I'll keep this on my desk. You know, this is not a book you read. This is more like a tool. Instead of sale or discount, you can say something like price blowout, one day only sale, you know, shit like that. You get the fucking message, man. It's a good book. Now let's move on to some business books. We have The E-Myth. This is a fantastic book, man. I met the author once, the homie Michael. He mad old, but he cool. And basically this book is about how to set your business up so it can run without you. When Michael talked about setting up SOPs in your business, standard operating procedures for every role. So even if you are a solopreneur, because when I read this, I was a solopreneur, right? It was just me. What the book taught me to do was systemize everything I do in my business. Every job in my business, systemize it, come up with an SOP. And then when you hire people, you can give them that SOP. Boom, video editor. This is how I edit videos. You know, all the other parts of my job. And this way I was able to hire people to do other parts of my job. And they came in with a fucking manual. And it's cool if you have these manuals. Now, if one of your employees quits, gets fired, or dies, you can easily slide someone in that role because now we have SOPs for them, right? This book is fantastic. I can't recommend it enough if you're an entrepreneur. Then there's Profit First. This book is really about accounting, but it's how to structure your accounting in a way where you put your profit first. You know, in accounting school, they'll teach you, man, revenue minus expenses equals profit. But that doesn't put a cap on expenses, and it doesn't guarantee profit. But when you put profit first, is revenue minus profit equals expenses. But we take the profit first, then we subtract the revenue, and then what's left is what we have to run the business, right? So it's a way to put cap on expenses. He explains it way better than I did. I probably fucked it all up, but it's a fantastic book. Everyone should read this. And then I took the principle from this book, and that's when I came out with a way to manage my personal finances in something I call MBA accounting. And I've had videos about that before. Another business book you want to read is Ready, Fire, Aim by Michael Madison. This is a fantastic book. It breaks down exactly what you need to do at every level at your business. First, it starts with 0 to 1 million. 1 million needs to be the first episode. Everything you need to concentrate on to make your first $1 million. Then you got to go from 0 to $10 million. And he explains exactly what needs to be concentrated to go from 0 to $10 million. Then 10 million to $100 million. He breaks down what that looks like. He breaks the whole shit down because he did it. Right now, I'm working on that third step right now. Man, I mean, it's a really fantastic book. I think you should read it, you know, and maybe you only need to read the first half, the first third of it, get to that 1 million. All right, cool. Now what I do next. Then we have The One Thing. Now, the dude who wrote this book, when he wrote it, he was worth over $100 million. And this book really shows you what you should be concentrating on, right? He's basically saying, what's the one thing that if I accomplished it, would make everything else in my life easier or unnecessary. And he talks about how to find that one thing, and then he shows you how to execute it. There's always one thing in every business, and if you can find that and put the most of your attention on that, you will succeed way more. The One Thing by Gary Keller. Fantastic book. Matter of fact, Elliott Hulse told me to read this when I was like 11 years ago, when I was first starting out. I had like 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and I met Elliott, and he had just hit a million followers, and he was fucking rich and shit already. And I had to go to a job right after I met up with him the first time, and he said he recommended reading this book, and I'm glad he did, man. That's the big homie, man. Shout out to you, Elliott. Deep Work by Cal Newport. Man, I love this book. It really shows the power of concentration, how to concentrate more. If you can master the principles in this book, you will run circles around your competition, because most people's attention span is fucking bullshit. These people are so easy to beat, but you got to know how, and this book will show you how. And the 13th book I don't have on me, but I got it on me. I lost my physical copy of the book, but the book is still on me because it's Relentless by Tim Grover. I like the books. It's the only book I like so much that I tattooed it on my fucking arm. That should let you know that I'm pretty serious about this book. And Tim Grover was the trainer for Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, D. Wade, who's from my neighborhood in Chicago, Charles Barkley, and many others. It's not about how to work out or how to be a NBA player. It's about the mindset it takes to be an elite champion. And this book just really gave me permission to go all in. I think before I read this book, people tell me, oh, you work too hard, blah, 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 blah. I was letting it get to me. I was feeling guilty. Then I read Relentless. I was like, oh shit, these people are wrong. I'm on the right path. It freed myself from the guilt of being a workaholic or working too hard, because I like working hard. I like doing everything I can to accomplish my goals. And I feel like maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe I should like partying and bullshitting more. But nah, this really allowed me to be who I want to be. You know what I'm saying? To be myself. It gave me permission to be myself. And that's when I started really fucking putting up numbers, man, in all areas. I fucking love this book. I'm probably the only person with a book title tattooed on his arm. You might not like it though. Like, some people read it and they don't like it. I understand that, and I envy them, because I think if you end up liking this book, probably means you a little crazy in a good way, like a little fucked up the way Kobe was a little fucked up, or the way Jordan was a little fucked up. If this shit resonates with you, is probably a few screws loose, but those only people get massive success, right? Because massive success requires massive action. And this book gives you permission to do that, man. I remember when a girl moved in with me, I was like, listen, you about to know me in a whole new way. I think you should read this book. Learn more about your boyfriend. She ain't read it. Anyway, these are 13 of the books that helped me become a multi-millionaire. And I highly suggest you read them. I'll let y'all. Peace.